All right, so in this question, we want to do the curve sketching algorithm for this rational function over here. So the first thing we'll do is we'll find our vertical asymptotes. So to find your vertical asymptotes, you simply solve for the denominator. 7x minus 5 equals to 0. So 7x equals to 5, and then divide by 7. X equals to 5 over 7 is going to be our vertical asymptote. For the horizontal asymptote, if the degree of the function on the top is less than the degree on the bottom, which is this case over here, the top is just a constant, the bottom is a linear function. Degree on the top is 0, degree on the bottom is 1. If the degree on the top is less than the bottom, it's always going to be y equals 0 as our horizontal asymptote. Next, let's solve for the x-intercept. So for the x-intercept, we're going to replace f of x with 0. And we're going to solve for x. I'm going to start by cross multiplying this over. So 0 times 7x minus 5 is 0. And 0 equals to 1 does not make any sense, which just means there's no x-intercept. And last, let's solve for the y-intercept. So for the y-intercept, I'm just going to replace x with 0. That's just 1 over negative 5, which is basically negative 1 over 5. So we've got our y-intercept as well. Now that we have this information, we can do a sketch of the function. We can also do our domain and range as well. I generally do the sketch first and then I do the domain and range after because it just makes it a bit easier. So let's start with the sketch. We'll do it over here. So I know that I have a vertical asymptote at 5, positive 5 over 7. Let's assume that's somewhere over here. X equals to 5 over 7. And then I know I have a horizontal asymptote at y equals to 0. So that's just on the x-axis. I have an x-intercept of, well, there's no x-intercept. And I have a y-intercept of negative 1 over 5. So there's a y-intercept over here, which is basically negative 1 over 5. So now we can do our sketch. I know that on this side here, the graph is either going to be above like this or below like this, because that's the only way rational functions can be. Since my y-intercept is on the bottom, I'm going to just continue it like this. So you can tell that it's going to be on the bottom side. And on the right side here, the function can be on the top like this, or it can be on the bottom like this. Now, we don't have a point on this side, so I'm just going to calculate a point really quick. I'm just going to find f of 1, and I'll sub this into the original function. So 1 over 7 minus 5 is just 1 over 2. So 1 and 1 over 2 is somewhere probably over here, approximately. So we know that this is going to be above because 1 over 2 is above 0. So I know that the graph is going to look like this. And now once you have the sketch, it's pretty easy to do the domain and range. I know that x takes all values except for my vertical asymptote. So my domain is just x is an element of all real numbers such that x does not equal 5 over 7, which is my vertical asymptote. And I know that my range is y is all real numbers such that y does not equal 0, which is basically my horizontal asymptote.